Hello, everybody. This is your host and dear friend Neeta. How are you? How is your week going so far? It's Tuesday, Wednesday actually. It's Wednesday here in Southern Oregon and on West Coast, and weather is becoming really good here. I hope you're having a really good day. So that the song that I chose for today is from Bollywood, the recent like this 2 years or I think 3 year old before this song came. I was thinking about it. It's like I put this song, but I do not tell anything about it. So if I use any song now on from the video, I will put a link in the description, so you can go back and listen to that music there. And I'm not doing it to put like any pressure of any buying or anything. It's just completely soul offering. I like to share music. I do a Bollywood dance, and I was trained in Kathak, classical Indian dance, and then I couldn't complete the education. I had to move to America with my dear husband that I was arranged marriage to when I was in my early 20s. Here I am 17 years later. Actually, what's happening is I'm like kind of started looking back at my roots more, and I see everywhere these days what's happening is DIY is so much happening. And believe me, friends, since I was a teenage girl, I had so much interest in skin, how to have a healthy, glowing, bright skin, and I was just so much interested. I would run to the newspaper every Sunday. There was a column from Shehnaz Hussain. She was the leading skincare entrepreneur in that era I'm talking about, 80s and maybe 70s. And she still is, but there are better options now. But at that time, she would talk about, and she would bring all these DIY masks and hair things, and I would just keep the cutting. I would cut the newspaper cutting, and I had a file that from my school. I mean, I didn't have to buy special, but from my school I had this file that I used that for storing all those recipes, and not just from that one skincare educator that I listen and read, but also many recipes like that. And when I moved to America, I brought that with me. Don't tell my husband, because he just like light. He like to travel light. Every time we go, I like to pack everything, and he like to pack just I don't know how. So yeah, I have 3 suitcases, and he has one carry on bag, and we are going for same amount of trip, like going together on a trip. So, and it's also one of our reason of always the conversation. So I brought the point was that I brought that to America, and believe me, I still have those. I didn't realize. I know, right? This feels kind of it's not silly actually. I look at the universe as like, wow, look at these things. They have followed me through all these years. I've been keeping them all these years with me. So and I'm so happy to share all of that, my collection, my research, and my reading of all these years about skincare, and how we can at home we can do our daily facial care routine. By the way, I went for a facial today, so yes. And it's something I would really highly recommend doing for all ages of women about 25. Do it every month. Yes, take care of your skin. Facial is that one of those long-term deposits. I would say they pay you in a long term. And when you get to your 40s and 50s, your skin will still look like 30. Yes, and that's what happens, my friend. If you take care of your skin everyday basis, and it's not a work for me. It's a self-care is my mantra for me. It's a time when I'm most closest to myself. It's not like putting something on your skin and feeling beautiful, because that doesn't last long. What you care for yourself from inside is what reflects on your skin outside. And it not only on your skin, but on your whole being, you're just the person that you become when you take care of yourself and you take pride in doing your self-care routine. And this is as our green beauty educator Silo says, these daily deposits, they pay off in long term. They do. So if you are about 25, I would recommend doing facial every month. And I know, life happens, I know. And we cannot sometimes get to it. And I myself, you think I do that all the time? No, there's time passed by where I have not made myself a priority, and I am here, saying everything. But the moment you become conscious of it, the moment you realize, oh, you haven't done it this month, that's intentionally, you become motivated to do that step, because your motivation is your creativity. That's about facial. So today, I am really want to talk to you about the hair care, the hair hacks that I've been cherishing and nourishing for all these years and doing at my home. Because believe me, 17 years ago when I moved here, I used to have a hair oil on my hair like every week. And I was invited to a women's gathering one time, and it was creative circle of women. Women were invited to. It was at a friend's house, and women were invited to bring anything they are working on, like creatively, bring it there and work on it and sip tea together. And it was a really yummy circle, and I felt honored to be invited to such part of being such conscious women, because I learned so much from people, from having people around us. All you have to do is just listen. As Oprah, she said, I learned it from a waiter in a restaurant. I just look at him, give my full attention, listen to what he's saying, and just give my full attention in that moment. And that's when the message, the universe message comes to you. That's where you begin to feel the more of your creative mind coming in flow. Because all the time we are in our logical mind, we just want to do 2 + 2 4, and we just want logic for everything, and we were so much in our head, and we want to know yes and no, and we want to control others people's yes and no. That's all logical. It's not in our control. What is in control is how we become creative to handle that logical mind. Because I tell you, my teacher used to say, if you listen to your mind, it's gonna completely wash you off. It's gonna completely bury you to the ground if you listen to your mind too much. So please cut yourself some slacks and go out in the nature. What helps you stop listening to your mind? Put your hand on the soil right away. You get grounded. You come out from your logical mind, and you become more present and more. Am I not finding the right word? One thing about my podcast is you have to bear with my English. I studied English, like I started when I was in 5th grade, and it was till college that I didn't have a full English introduction to it. But before that, we were taught, in high school, it was one of the subject, and nobody spoke it. Like here, people teach Spanish, and how many people can speak Spanish, because it's taught in every school. So same way, English was taught, and basic fundamentals were taught, but it was never my first language. So you have to just really cut me some slack. If I do not say a sentence properly, just understand the concept, the emotion behind it, the message that I'm trying to deliver. And I would love to hear from you. I want to hear what you like to improve, what you want to know. Because I'll be bringing you so much information, so many DIY, skincare, hair care, body care routine. I'll be talking about Ayurveda, and so much information. Bringing the Bombay Beauty podcast is all about bringing my Indian traditions, heritage, the at home that women do, how they take care of themselves. Bring that all to you and deliver that to you. I am here again, your host, your friend from Bombay Beauty. And the cool thing about Bombay Beauty is that I introduce Bollywood music with every podcast. I choose a music, I just feel into it, like okay, how I'm feeling today, or what is the message that I deliver with my podcast. And I choose a song consciously, beautiful Bollywood song, because I dance too, so one of those songs can be really high upbeat, and Bollywood aerobics is really really fun and great way to take care of yourself. Hey, just move. One of the things you can do for your self-care is to just get up from your couch, drop down on your knees, not literally dropping down, but just like loose the knee little bit and stand straight, and make sure your posture, your backbone is straight and your knees are not locked. And when you stand in that posture, my dear friends, you get grounded right away. Yes, that's where you don't have to do anything, just right there in there. And how you just move yourself from pelvis, just little bit here, little bit there. No, if you are for upbeat, if you like upbeat, please go for it. By all means, don't hurt yourself. But movement, slow, gentle movements like Tai Chi are very, very nourishing to your skin, not skin, skin, to your body and your whole being. And yes, your skin too, actually, because skin is the largest organ of our body, and whatever goes inside reflects on our skin. Yes, and that's why, my friends, I will be doing a lot of detoxing, cleansing, the Indian Ayurvedic way of detoxifying and cleansing, and I'll be sharing you that information. I lost quite a bit weight in last 2 years, and there had some things that I have been doing consciously, mindfully, and I would love to share my journey with you. It's not like I was overweight. I was never overweight, but now I'm more like a size. It's not about size, but I would say now I feel more fit in my body. Now I feel more balanced and more confident, and this is how I like to feel. So you find your balance, friends. No comparison to anybody, because you are unique. You are your own unique self, your own brand. There is nobody like you. All you have to do is get up and move. Come out of your logical mind. All right, enough talking about that. Let's talk about some hair care tips. For in India, when I was growing up, using oil was a very common thing. I hated it at that time, but now I'm really thankful. See, I was one of those rebellious teenage that their mom put the oil on, and they just hate the smell and don't want to go to school like that, and it made them look oily and less confident, and I don't know, kind of, it was weird. And now I love it. I don't mind I go to work having oil on my hair some days here. But that woman's thing that I was talking to you about, I didn't finish that all the way. Before we move on to next subject, I want to talk about it. So 17 years ago, when I was invited to that women's circle, they everybody brought something. Some brought crochet, knitting, some was working on a painting, some, and I brought oil. coconut oil. I brought the bottle of coconut oil that I had brought in from India when I moved here. Yeah, you can tell I brought my oil too from India. I don't know now. I cannot even imagine. I would not bring my if I had to relocate, which I hope I don't. Anyway, so I brought the oil with me, and so in that circle, I brought oil, and everybody asked, what you gonna be working on today? And I said, I am offering a Indian head massage, and this is the oil I use for my hair care. And they saw my long hair. They were like, everybody got crazy. It's like, Me. That was so funny. But at the same time, there were some women who just hesitated, because I could feel the hesitation. I remember when I went, my husband didn't have a lot of money at that time, so it was not like I was going to the salon for hair care. I used henna at that time. Now I don't use henna as much, but I would do, at home henna. And boy, when I went to one time, I went to a hair salon, and the person got very upset with me, because I wanted to cover my gray, and I was asking for a natural hair color option, and there was none available. And he's like, "Oh, you have henna on your hair. There is no way I can color it, and pigment won't leave." And I, after 17 years of living in it, I understood what he was saying. But what I didn't get is the oil thing. He said oils are damaging to hair. And, that was really shocking for me. I kind of didn't agree, but I didn't speak up. And I was like, well, this is America, People are way advanced here. People know a lot more. What do I know? And I kept my mouth shut and, felt very embarrassed about it. But anyway, I still have that memory. It's interesting that it's coming out now. But anyway, today in this podcast, I'm going to be talking about all oils for hair care, all the small things you can do, and all the life for the small tricks and tips for your everyday life routine. How can you bring that at home, the spa care routine, so you don't have to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars, because I understand my listeners want to save money. They do not want to own so many things. They don't have to buy all in these branded things like that. So I understand. But when you use cheap shampoos and soaps and stuff like that for your hair, I would say I would rather just wash my hair with just water, warm water, rather than using all those cheap shampoos. I would use any shampoo that is paraben free and sulfate free, phthalates free, all these things, and not using any animal chemicals or testing, or all those things, animal testing. We want to be conscious about that. So what I was talking. Yes, let's just go into the hair care tips now. I'm going to be sharing some at-home DIY things that you can do at your home. So here's like, if you this podcast is solution to your all hair problems. Yes, it is. For example, my dear friend just shared the coconut hair mask, Siloscent. Please listen to her podcast. Amazingly informative podcast. And she shared about coconut hair mask, and the way she described the use of hair mask. You don't have to just use coconut, but you can use the same way some of the other hair oils that we're going to be using in this one. But the way she describe everything, how she does it, and I understand, and I get, and I imagine myself doing it, and I do it every day, but I don't think I have a potential to describe every step. So please go listen to her and find out how to do your DIY hair mask. Like she does talk about coconut hair mask. So if you want to know in detail about that, you can do. But here we are not talking about coconut hair mask. We are talking about what you do if your hair are facing the problem of dandruff, hair fall, dryness, damaged hair, split hair. All these problems we face day-to-day basis. And, sometimes there is no solution. So sometimes you can just go to your I will give you some recipes that you can do it out from your kitchen, from your pantry. Yes, my dear friends, for dandruff, let's talk about the first one, that if you don't have shine in your hair, they're lifeless hair and feel dry, what you do, I will tell you a spray. This spray is amazing. It doesn't cost you much, and you don't have to buy all these expensive toners and that use any synthetics and preservatives and all that. And just all you have to do is take 1/3 cup of 1/3 part of rose water and 1/3 part of spring water, and then 2 to 3 drops of coconut oil, and then use that you can also use it in a spray bottle. They're inexpensive spray bottle. I think you can find it at dollar store. And some if you like, put some rose petals in there. Just there is a rose water too, but just having rose petals is like really gonna smell really more wonderful. And every time you wash your hair, you use that in your wet hair. You use that spray, and what it does is it's gonna bring the life back to your hair. Your hair gonna start feeling shiny and full of life, and the end part of the hair is like gonna be so smooth and soft. I am touching my hair when I'm talking about that. So the another one you can do is like every other week. Yes, my dear friend, your hair needs deep conditioning every other week, and what you need to do just at home you can do it. Like it will remove your damaged hair and also the dryness from your hair. So all you have to do is take 1/4 cup of yogurt. Yes, yogurt. Everybody of us have yogurt in our fridge. I am a freak of yogurt. I make my own yogurt. So 1/4 of cup of yogurt and 1 egg, the white part, the white egg white. So mix it well, and then put it on the scalp, like put it on roots with you can use brush. I love using my fingertips. And friends, I tell you, for hair massage, do not use your nails, do not use your palms, use your fingertips, because they are very gentle, and the energy that you're sending to your brain, it's very relaxing, soothing, and where your fingers are really soft and gentle for the hair. So you don't want to damage by extra pressure, or when you do this mask, the 1/4 cup of yogurt. And why yogurt actually? Why do you think this yogurt has? For example, first of all, not for example, I'm sorry. First of all, yogurt has good probiotic. It's good for your intestine, not only good for internal health, but also really nourishing, and it's full of protein for your hair. And what it does is it removes the damage that sun has caused, and all that damage, the heat and blow dryer, and when we use too much. Believe me, friends, until I moved to America, or not until 5-6 years ago, I never used blow dryer. I always had air dry my hair after I wash. And if you say I cannot do air dry, you're one of those people. I have a busy life too. I have a daytime job. Wash your hair night before and leave it covered in a towel. Do not rub it. Just leave it, pat dry it, and then leave it covered in a soft, fresh towel. Not the same that you dried your hair with. Of course, you don't want to go here with wet towel on your head. Some soft, beautiful towel, and spray some rose water on that towel, and put it around your hair. Let it air dry overnight, and in the morning your hair will be ready. And when you comb it, that's also one of the thing. Mostly people do not know how to comb hair, and what they do is they start from the bottom. First of all, hairs are really damaging to your hair, hair. I'm so sorry. Combs are really damaging to your hair, because what it does, they're really, really harsh, and some people like me who like to do in rush, they actually end up damaging their hair. So believe me, I learned from my mistakes. I'm sharing with you my experiences, and people I've been talking to all these years, and their beauty experiences and beauty hacks and all that. So try wash it night before if you cannot wash it in the morning, because if you wash it in the morning then you want to do all these things. As soon as you wash your hair, you want to put some oil into it, like a few drops of oil as a conditioner. You can use your regular conditioner, and after washing just use this few drops of argan oil. If you have, yes, it's my favorite oil, argan oil, because it's great for it's great for everything actually. And in here 17 years it took me long time to come up to into my voice and say, hey, no, hair, actually oils are really nourishing to hair and skin. Just I do not believe in that thing that you put oil on your skin and you get breakout. That's myth. It's not true. You put oil on your hair and you end up damaging hair. It's a myth. It's not true. And with age you get more confident and you feel comfortable sharing what you really firmly believe in. And this is what I believe in. Oils are really important. You do not want to consume a lot of oils. However, raw olive oil is the best. Raw coconut, extra virgin, organic. Friends, whenever I'm talking about oils here, I'm always talking about virgin, cold press, organic oils. I'm not talking about palm oil. I'm not talking about mineral oil. I'm not talking about that over the counter that you can find in organic. That's like canola oil. This is really bad for environment and also not very good for your health. I mean, there are much more damaging oils there than canola oil, but especially if it's not organic, friends, you're feeding yourself with bunch of pesticides and chemicals, and they never come out from your body. And I understand we all have to die one day. There are some people when I tell them, say that they say, oh, everybody has to die one day, don't worry. It's like, yes, everybody will have to die, everybody have to get old one day, but why not gracefully? Why not make it more fun to be aging gracefully, I call it, my dear friends. Yes, so coming back to our mask, I don't know, I bring in so many topics and then I lose track of it. And as a new podcaster, I have to learn all these things to navigate through the time and keep making sure that I'm giving you valuable information. Of course, you don't want to hear my stories and all that. I don't want to bore you to that. But here, this mask that you apply, the coconut, that yogurt and what was that I was telling you? Yogurt and I forgot what I had in my mind. Oh, gosh, I should really take notes. Oh gosh, I have to remind them. What was that hair mask? Actually, I do have some notes here. Let me see. Egg. Yes, that's what it was. I was like, what was that? Oh my god. Egg. So one egg, the white part, I'm not talking about the yellow part, but the white part, white egg, but and 1/4 cup of yogurt. Mix that well and apply with your fingertips for 30 to 45 minutes. Leave it for 30 to 45 minutes. And I do some household chores, and when I don't have to, Tuesdays is my day off, so I don't go to work, and that day I do my hair mask and face mask and all those things that I really like doing for myself. The another thing, so this mask will really make your hair, after that you shampoo it 30-45 minutes, wash it off, shampoo it, and this will make your hair look thicker, richer, shinier and full. You will feel full hair, and the quality you will have a personality to your hair. So that's a very good thing to do, my dear friends, at home DIY. The next thing I want to, first, before I move into next recipe, I want to talk to you about combing. Yes, I know I was telling you how to comb. Mostly people, they comb in a rush and they just start from the bottom. They start from the top and getting to the bottom. No, stop. That's why you're more damaging. You're causing more hair fall than normal, and it will really damage your hair. What you do is the right way to comb is you start from the bottom and start slowly, gently, and work your way up to the middle, and then all the way to the top, to the roots, and then you get from the bottom to the top once they're all smooth out and everything. But never start it from the top, because here you will end up damaging, my friend. But again, choice is yours. I can only tell you my hacks that you gonna not only give you healthy, shiny, beautiful hair, but also gonna really add a personality, volume to your hair. So I'm really excited about that. Next thing is protect your hair. Yes, as we protect and hydrate our skin, we need to protect and hydrate our hair too. Yes, my dear friend, as sun really causes free radicals to our skin. It really, don't think that it's not going to cause damage to your hair. UV rays straightly damage the hair right away. So what you do, like, do you apply sunscreen? Believe me, friends, I was not a fan of sunscreen until few years ago. I know, this is ridiculous. I am sharing all my secrets here on my phone. I never like putting something on skin, especially sunscreen. I love oils, I just love it. But sunscreen is something, anything that's cream or white and kind of thing makes me break out, and it just doesn't feel good on my skin. So never really enjoyed sunscreen, and now I'm really coming back to it. And but I think oils did a good job protecting my skin so far, and I'm so glad that now I'm 40, I am starting to use sunscreen more often. Some people still say it's a theory and it doesn't protect the UV rays, and also, but friends, I tell you what, it's protection is better until you know for sure. So that's my experience, is protect as much as you can. Cover your hair if you are in sun a lot. And when you use sunscreen, so when you apply sunscreen on your hands and on your face, the leftover sunscreen, you don't have to take another from the tube. Whatever the leftover on your hands, apply to your hair on the ends and in the middle part, and just that will create a coating on your hair of sunscreen. I'm not asking you to just take a bunch of sunscreen and apply it on your hair. No, just it's little hack that I'm giving you, life hack that I use, and it just protects, because protection is very important, whether it's a skin, your life, or your hair. I hope I'm not boring you. Do you want to listen to a song? I want to give you a few more tips and tricks before I play the song for you. I know I chose that podcast should be like 30 minutes, and it's getting over 30 minutes, and I think I'm starting to get bored. I want to make sure that I get very informative with my podcast, and less talk and more information with that less talk. I want to tell you about the dandruff hair mask. For dandruff, it's just neem is really good. Neem oil, yes, my dear friends. If you can find a blend of neem and tea tree, what tea tree does is it's antibacterial and anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, and neem is also does this. And the combination of those two really works well. And you apply it on your hair, leave it like for 45 minutes, and wash. This will really help with your, the dandruff, the dryness that you feel. So anything with the neem. I grew up in India using neem a lot for my teeth, for my skin care, for my hair care. I used to take steam leaves, like I would boil the leaf, neem, harvest the fresh neem leaf and put them in a hot water and take a steam for my hair and for my, I remember I was in college, freshman, and I do remember, boy, I found a neem tree on the way back to my college, from the college to the bus stop, and I found this beautiful looking neem tree and green leaves, and I just like found like myself lurking, is this the right word? like my mouth watered. Like, it's like, oh my God, so much yumminess for my skin and hair that I've got so excited. I can still feel that excitement in me. So I harvested those leaves. I used to live in city, so where I lived with my parents, we didn't have in that apartment complex, in that um, colony, we didn't have neem tree. So then when that day I saw the neem tree, I harvested and I came home, and because I read in that newspaper that the neem is really good for acne and for dryness and dandruff. So it's because it's anti-inflammatory. So I have another podcast where I think I've talked about neem. I will check again. And if not, I want to do a separate podcast just on the neem, how many uses you can do. Yes, my dear friend. But for dandruff, neem and tea tree combination is amazing. Yes. My next tip and trick for you is when your hair feels very thin, you don't feel volume to them, and you feel like they're getting thinner every day by day. I'm telling you this conditioner that you can make it at your home, and what it will do is it will nourish you. You don't want to put this conditioner on your scalp root, but only on the length of your hair, like on the end parts and the middle. You don't want to put this on your roots. So what you do is you take 1 spoon of coconut oil. Are you ready? I'm sorry, I do not give you advance notice to have your pen and paper handy. What you do is one tablespoon of coconut oil and 1 full egg. Yes, 1 full egg, and then mix them. So with coconut oil and egg, what it does is it deeply nourishes your hair and makes them very smooth. Also, adds volume to your hair. Your hair starts getting thickening, and also the scalp, the hair, the length, it starts looking like there is a life to it. There is a yeah. I hope I'm able to give you the right direction, and I'm not really good at Silos and does the good job at explaining it. I am still learning to explain what it how to say what it does to your hair. It's a deep conditioner. You can leave it for 30 to 45 minutes and wash it off with shampoo, and you will have smooth, silky and nourished hair. Yes, my dear friend, and it's with a lot of DIY. You will only enjoy it doing if you're really spending time with yourself and taking care of yourself. And this is something comes with practice. It's like a meditation. You sit every day and practice. It doesn't come to you like, okay, you are not practicing and suddenly one day meditation just comes to you. You have to make yourself time, like 10 minutes. You're just sitting quiet on a sofa or chair, or I go in my bathroom. Again, another secret I'm revealing. Oh my God, what's happening to me? I go in my bathroom because there is no other way. I'm so glad it called restroom, because my kids, mom. And some days, like when I come out from work, I just like to be in the bathroom and just take my 10 minutes, wash my face, change my clothes, get into my comfortable Indian attire, because at home I like wearing my salwar kameez, the 2-piece, and then like to have my bindi on and get comfortable. And just that 10 minutes I use to recoup and get ready myself for another role that I wear different hats, so I'm getting into mom's role. So that's the 10 minutes of that, just sitting quietly, is what makes your practice perfect every day. If I wouldn't take time to do that, there is no way I can ever do meditation, and I can ever. But again, my dear friends, if you have to have an intention to do something, you have to have an intention to take care of yourself and do the DIY things and enjoy them. With intention comes motivation. So if you have not been doing, something is in your to-do list and you have not been doing, just bringing your attention and focus to it, and it's like, okay, yeah, I know it's 3 days have been passed and I have not written anything, and I've not done this routine that I like myself to be doing. Notice yourself, watch it, and maybe another 3 days will pass by and you won't do it, but it's just every moment watching yourself, like, here, I caught myself intentionally, I caught myself, and I'm going to do it right now. So again, come back to I'm going to tell you one best oil for your hair. You don't have to do anything. If you just use this oil, my dear friend, you do not need any other oil. This is very nourishing. So what you do is you take 1 spoon of coconut oil. You can say I'm a big fan of coconut oil too. But in my childhood, I hated coconut oil. I mean, the smell is not my favorite because it reminds me of some of the childhood memories. It's just like everybody had a coconut oil. It's like, ew. But now I enjoy it. So 1 spoon of coconut oil, and what you do is 1 spoon of almond oil. Yes, and 1 spoon of olive oil. You mix that. So 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, I would say, if you're making a bigger batch. And you can keep this in your bottle. You can save it because oil lasts long, my dear friends, and with oil less is more, and it lasts long time. So they don't go bad or anything, like at least for a good 6 months to a year they won't, if you're keeping them airtight and keeping them in a dark bottle and all that. So this oil that I told you, you can make it at home yourself, and it's a best combination, and you don't need to do anything else for your hair. If you just massage the roots and use your fingertips massaging this oil, just you will see within 3 weeks your hair will start looking healthy, shiny and smooth. And you can leave the hair mask overnight. You can choose to do it in the morning, 45 minutes if you have a rush morning. And then I really prefer taking time with my hair mask. I like doing chores around the house, and I don't mind even sleeping in it. It's just like I'm just such an oily person. So yeah, and one more thing, do not wash your hair every single day. I know you will like, what, Nita, are you crazy? No, my dear friends, our skin, our hair has natural oils. So if you overwash yourself, you're actually washing away those natural oils that are there to protect you. And I would recommend washing every other day or every 3rd day at least. I wash my hair twice a week. I have a long hair. When I moved to America, my hair used to touch my knees. I had a long ponytail, and then when my son was born, Anshuman, in 2005, I donated my hair to this temple, on the name of this temple in India that takes only hair as a donation, because hair is the most sacred, most valuable part of your beauty, of who you are. And if you donate that, if you be hairless, what you become? You become egoless. And that's how it was for me. And that's when my journey within began, my dear friend. When my son was born, I was just starting to pay more attention to myself and all that. But anyway, that was a part of the ceremony that I had asked long time ago. And then I had that was a time for me to complete the promise. I donated my hair to this Florida. It was Locks for Love, this organization, and I send my hair to them, not once but twice. So in 2005 I shaved my head, and then after that I've been like cutting my hair. So I've never grown my hair up to that level, because sometimes I have a split hair, and then when I go for coloring, my hairstylist asks if I want to trim, and sometimes I say yes. And so I've not been growing my hair ever since, and they're still okay. I have under, like, over shoulder, like, my hair pretty long. I like my hair the way it feels. And I use a lot of oil, my friends. So without taking more of your time, I hope I gave you enough information. I gave you enough to do at your home, and let me know how you liked it. I wanna know. I wanna know what you wanna hear. What kind of DIY things you wanna hear, so I can bring those to you, because this is my passion. Bringing information, bringing education to my listeners is my passion, and I really enjoy doing it, because I love doing reading for you. I love doing research for you, and I love the bringing Ayurveda to you. Ayurveda, it's a very exotic word. Yes, I'll be introducing you more to Ayurveda in coming podcast, and with that I want to sign off. Because this is a long podcast, more than I had expected. So I will take my time, and I will say goodbye until I return. Please take care of yourself, because you are beautiful, you deserve it, you're unique, and there is no one like you, and I love you. You are my dear friend. I hope you're listening and enjoying this podcast. Good night. Namaste. I will be playing this Bollywood tune, so I hope you enjoy, and I'll be posting the link.
Yeah, the Meat Bros, Jazz Tommy, and you want to sing,
Who's that, my dear friend Neeta Singh from Bombay Beauty podcast, signing off. I will see you back soon.